Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for May 31st, June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Monday through Thursday. Now, you know when I'm reading for the week, I am using my Radley Valentine decks. Yes, I'm using my Archangel Power Tarot cards for the main reading. I will pull one, hopefully, from my Angel Tarot cards. I'll also pull one from my Emily Anderson Crystal deck. I'm thinking that for this overview, though, I'm going to also pull three from my Waite Rider Traditional Tarot. Now, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy. But remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest. I'm an intuitive channeler. I open myself to higher power. My job is just to deliver the message. Hopefully, I don't put too much of myself in it. Anyway, it's your message. Now, couple of things going on. Oh, remember to like, share, subscribe. That does help, and I'll remind you at the end probably too, because it does help, and I thank you all. Lots of interesting energy. We have gone into Mercury retrograde. It is in Gemini. I do talk about that in the Gemini season overview, and I do recommend you going there because there's a lot of stuff happening. We're also having some sunspots. So a couple of things with Mercury retrograde in itself. I do, this is the time you don't buy electronics. You make sure that you're very careful with your words and your communications. I would advise you, whoever this is, if you're going to send an angry email or you need to really write it out, don't put a name in the address, okay? Because it's the kind of thing that, even though you didn't mean to send it, it gets sent. So that's the thing that happens with Mercury retrograde. However, there's a lot of truth coming out with Mercury retrograde. There's a lot, and again, all the other stuff we've talked about. There's also a lot of karma coming out with Mercury retrograde and all the other things going on right now. So one thing that did come to me, and I just have to kind of share, don't know who this was for, but it was before I started, before I came and set up and did did what I need to do. The message came, and it was kind of like when I was working with my children, or when I was parenting my children when they were younger. And it came, the message was, don't accept gifts from strangers. Okay, so, it's kind of like, don't take candy from strangers, except it was don't accept gifts from strangers. Whoever that is for, I will just put that out. Now, you know that anything that is reversed has stronger energy. And let's see what we have with traditional tarot. Okay, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And this is going to just kind of be an overlying energy, possibly for the world, possibly, a little bit bigger than where we're at, possibly for you. Here we go. Okay. And remember, if cards like the Death card, Tower, comes out, it doesn't mean that that's exactly what it says, but it does mean that there could be some sudden changes. Okay? So let's see what we have here with our traditional tarot. Oh, okay, so we have a 7. 7 has that divine umbrella. 7 is a perfect number. I always feel like 7 is you do your work, and then you let the higher power, guardian angel, your spirit guide, voice of the universe, your divine, the source, take over. Okay? Sometimes it's also, a lot of times it's basically we try our best, and we'll just see what, we'll kind of see what destiny, what, what karma, what the divine wants for us. Now, this is 7 of Rods. Rods is fire energy. That is our Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries energy, passionate burning. And this is just basically, just be ready. This is a stance of defense, okay? This is saying it is okay and to be prepared to defend yourself. Now, that could be very verbally. That could be, I don't know what this is. I'm not going to say physical, but I am going to say this is one of those stand firm. Again, with that 7 overlying, that divine energy overlying, it's kind of like, even though you've got all these coming against you, there is a sense of standing in the right with this. But there's a strong defense type of energy with this card. Your next card, the 3 of Rods. Now, again, we have that rods or wands, And a 3 is a very powerful number in its own self. But this is kind of like, so 3 of rods, again, fire energy. Threes, is also one of those divine type of numbers. It's also the, power of 3, Trinity. But this is kind of like looking over things. This is not necessarily rushing into anything as much as it is evaluating the situation and make sure that you are noting what is going on around you, okay? But it is also in this deck, in this card, what I'm picking up, there is a sense of kind of like wait and see. Things are better than what you think that they might be. Anyway, let's go to this last card. And here we have the 10 of Pentacles. Now 10s, 1, 0. 10s are in itself a transitional number. 1 is a new beginning. And I know that 0, the Fool and new beginnings actually come out on the 0, but 0 has divine, it has universal, it also has the source type of energy. But this is actually this is an earth energy. It has, our Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus energy with it. And it basically is happy home, happy life, happy family, money coming in. It is, the settlement of, there could be some sort of a settlement also coming in to this too. Stand firm, review everything, look at everything. Things aren't as bad as you think. Actually, things are pretty positive. And this does have this, like I said, this earth energy that there is some abundance coming. There is a sense, I'm kind of getting the word settlement. I am getting the word settlement. So there could be some settlements coming. Things could be settled. Things could be settling down. Now, I know we've got some really big energies going on, but let's see what we have now. Okay. So kind of the overview. I think that in itself is pretty positive. So let's start our readings. Hello, my Cancers. How are you? Well, let's see what we have going on during Mercury season for you. Now, or Mercury retrograde season. There's other things going on. Remember, we've talked about that. Lots of things coming out. Anyway, let's go on. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. For my Cancers, first card reversed. Perspective. Look at things a little differently, okay? I feel like you've been looking at things very close to you, or you've been looking at things also, maybe you've been looking at things too much from the other side. I'm thinking that too. There's two sides, two sides to a card. There's this and this. It's hot, okay, so we have a 12 here, 10. 1, we talk about what that is. 2, it's decisions. Add it together, it could be a 3 also. There is some power here. This is Archangel Chamuel. Sometimes, maybe maybe you've been looking at things too much from one side. Let's put it that way. Now, it could be that it's been from your own side, and or it could be that you've been looking at things too much from someone else's viewpoint. Now, I still feel like, that there is kind of a, even if you're looking at things from someone else's viewpoint, you're looking at how this is necessarily affecting you. I kind of feel a passivity here. I kind of feel this, there's not a lot that I can do with this situation right now. And I want you to kind of flip that. I want you to flip that because I don't think that you're as passive. I don't think that you are the receiver as much as you think you are. I actually feel like you could be in more power, more control, in more of the situation. I will tell you, I don't want you hiding out, my Cancers. Okay? I don't want you to be, afraid. I want you to be able to look at things and base them on what is right. Okay? I kind of feel like there's like you're just feeling like it's all coming to you. It's all coming on top of you. And so you're looking at things from your own perspective, but there's kind of this victim type of energy here. It's like, I can't do anything. What am I supposed to do, Debbie? I can't do. There's more than you think that you can do. Actually, I feel that you yourself have more control over the situation than you might even believe, okay? So, stinking thinking, we want that, kind of get rid of that stinking thinking. Again, I know I tell you to raise your vibrations up, but I want you to kind of like blow off the negative energy about this, okay? So perspective is looking at something from a different viewpoint, okay? So, this is Archangel Chamuel. There's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight. Dare to be different. Okay, if you always do what you always did, you always get what you always got. This is a week for you to be different. This is a week for you to, I kind of feel like this is a stand up and take control week for you. Anyway, next card, the Lovers. So this could be in one of those relationships. Now, the Lovers, we have a 6. 6 is the number of man. It's what you can create. Archangel Raphael brings about healing, though. So there is some healing. Now, is this healing for you? Is this healing for that relationship? And a relationship can be your work, job, career, personal, intimate, interpersonal, family, or home. But I feel that there's a control thing going on here. And I think you're the one that can actually take control of whatever the perspective is, whatever the situation is. And it does feel like it's very relationship. It does feel like it has to do with one of those 3 things that I tell you about. The thing is that this is something that you're going to have to kind of step aside. And instead of being the receiver, I want you to be the one to present and to bring forth. Okay? Let's see. Make choices from your heart, deeply emotional commitments, the power of love. I do love that. I do, the power of love. Love has, love has kindness to it. Love, you can still, with love, you can forgive. It doesn't mean you have to walk back into a situation, but you can look at somebody with love. It doesn't mean that you have to be like, okay, the patsy. You don't have to be the one that, let's lay down and let me wipe my feet on your back either. But love is what will help you. Anyway, your last card here, Leap of Faith. So you've got some 3 very strong energies here, strong archangel energy. So higher power, your divine, your source is sending you some major energy here this week for you, my Cancers. Leap of Faith. 0 has that universal divine source energy. Archangel Metatron. So you have Chamuel, Raphael, and Metatron. And this is kind of goes back to what I talked about. Believe in yourself. Listen to your heart. Do what gives you joy. I feel like, it's time to end being on the receiving side of the negativity. And it's time for you to stand in your strength, to stand in the divine, stand in, you're being sent these very strong archangels. Michael is always there for you, my Cancers. So it's kind of like, it's like you're taking the reins. You're taking the reins, so like on the chariot, when the chariot comes out, or when the sleigh, or, you're taking the reins. You now are in control. I feel like there's a shift in control here also. Anyway, let's go on. And I hope there's confidence. I hope there's confidence in you. Now, let's go on. Some big changes. Changes for my Cancer. I do feel this is all, and it's very divinely inspired. Reversed, 10 of air. 10 of air. Remember, 1, new beginning, 0, universal energy, 10's transition. Air energy is our Gemini, our Libra. It's also our Aquarius thought processes. It could be about you hearing some news. But either way, again, it's like there's a change. There's a change, there's some plans. You can start planning again. This talks about the end of a difficult situation, embrace the change, and expect things to get better now. Recovering from an addiction. And I feel like the addiction comes when I was first talking about this. It's kind of like, there was a sense of, how do I keep fighting? How do I keep moving? How do I keep what do I do to change something? The thing is, you have a lot more control over the situation. And actually, that leap of faith is extremely, extremely powerful. That's that, it may not necessarily make sense, but you know what you got to do. Okay, so I was asking, what crystal would be helpful. This one popped. It reversed. Tiger's eye. Do I have my tiger's eye here somewhere? Oh my gosh, it's on the bottom somewhere here in my thing. Anyway, tiger's eye. Luck in new ventures, which I think is wonderful. Willpower, I think you're going to need that. Creative flow, overcoming fear, which is again what I think is very much needed because your cards are amazing, amazing for you. My Cancers, I really feel like it's like this kind of like this. And remember, Gemini season, it's the end of your astrological year. And it's where you clean up a lot of messes. Okay? Okay. Remember, my Cancers, the button. Like, share, subscribe, because it does help. More importantly, my Cancers, as always, know that you are loved. Stay shining and be blessed. Bye-bye.